name's Andy Mitten and I've just arrived in Rome. Just arrived in Lyon ahead of Manchester United's Champions League game. I've just arrived in the Italian capital of Rome. Just arrived in Moscow, no honestly, it really is Moscow. It's 11 o'clock in the morning and I've just taken an overnight flight. I've been awake for, I don't know how long I've been awake for, about 24 hours and I've not had a minute's sleep. I've flown Barcelona to Helsinki to Tokyo, made for the World Club Championship, which Manchester United will be competing in over the next 8 days. United is scheduled to play in 2 matches, the semi-final and possible final, or 3rd and 4th place playoff in Yokohama, which staged the final of the 2002 World Cup. The more I talk, the more my brain's going to start muddling up, so I'm going to turn the camera off now, get a train into the centre of Yokohama, through Tokyo, and get some much needed sleep. I've been in Tokyo about 8 hours now, after a 22-hour flight. Got to the hotel room, which is very nice, and I had 3 hours sleep. I still feel severely jet lagged. The view from the hotel makes up for the shortfall of my brain not actually functioning at the moment. We're in the centre of Yokohama, which is the 2nd biggest city in Japan, with a population of around 4 million, so it's far bigger than Manchester. Traditionally it was a big port and it still acts as the main port for Tokyo, and it's Monday night now, 9 o'clock at night. My body clock thinks it's 8 o'clock this morning. I'm going to go out and get something to eat and then get a good night's sleep, and then when I wake up bright and fresh, whatever, I'm going to show you around Yokohama. Day 2 and I've come to the World Cup final stadium in Yokohama. I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning because I'm jet lagged, but I've had 5 hours sleep and I feel okay. Getting here was interesting on the Tokyo and Yokohama Underground line because most of the signage obviously is not in English, but made it here in the end. It took me about an hour. This stadium hosted the 2002 World Cup final, and there's a lot of preparation going on ahead of the tournament. I've just picked up my accreditation and my passes. It's quite interesting because the speakers behind me here are pumping out like ambient sounds, and I'm not quite sure why. United arrived last night to a hysterical reaction, not quite the same level as when Beckham was here, but the people like Manchester United, they respect Manchester United, as you would expect, because we're the European champions. And I'm going to spend today just getting used to Japan. It's sunny, it's cold, although it doesn't feel cold when you're out in the sun. I'm going to go to a press conference later on where the United representatives will be at, and just be an innocent tourist and see what's going on. My first meal in Japan. This is what £8 gets you. It's quite good value. But everything else is so expensive. Do you like Manchester United?
English.
Manchester. It's a big tournament, this, in Japan, isn't it?
It is. It's a massive tournament. I think people are very thrilled to see Manchester United here in Japan, especially usually when United come over, therefore really pre-season friendlies. But this time it's a proper competition. I think the team is geared up for this competition, and I think that the crowd are totally thrilled to see the real Manchester United.
In the semi-final, United's opponents are going to be Gamba Osaka. Is that seen as being a really important game here? Because they're a talented side, they're the Asian champions.
Yes, it is a very important game for the J-League team. One, they can test themselves against the world's best, and also for the J League itself, I think it's important to sort of see how far they've come in terms of their league progression. Our league's been only started a professional league 15 years ago, so it'll be a massive boost for Gamba Osaka to actually play against United and to hopefully win against them.
Tell us how the J League's doing. Are attendances holding up? Is it seen? The football certainly seems to be progressing.
Yes, I think the national side are very well supported. The J League itself is slightly, I think, it's lost its edge a little bit. The first few years it was really exciting with lots of players coming from abroad, but now I think it's more of a case of stable progress rather than the big boost that we had in the initial stage.
And how are Gamba Osaka? Are they seen as one of the biggest clubs?
They are one of the biggest clubs in Japan. Osaka being a passionate city, they're very well supported. The only thing with the game against United is that it's during a weekday, which means a lot of the workaholic Japanese people can't really actually make it over to Tokyo. It's a 3-hour bullet train journey from Osaka to Tokyo, and lots of them have loyalties and commitments to work. And
so they're not coming?
Well, not all of them can make it.
How many do you think will come?
They'll probably fill 20,000.
So 20,000 will make the journey?
Yeah, probably.
But if it was a weekend, it'd be even more?
It'd be even more, yeah. They'll probably fill the stadium, especially when they're playing against United.
Hi, I'm Kayoko, and I've been writing football articles for Japanese magazine. I spent 8 years in England.
And which football team do you support?
Manchester City, that's my team.
Right. Why City? What makes you support City? Just talk to me, forget that stuff.
Okay, I was watching English football,
yeah,
and then Man City came to my hometown. It was 1993,
yeah.
So since then I've been supporting them.
Which players can you remember from that team in 1993?
David White, Ian Brightwell and David Brightwell, and Peter Reid was the manager.
Are there any other Manchester City supporters in Japan?
In Japan, I don't think so.
Have you not met any?
Not many.
And have you met these City players in the years since? People like David White and Ian Brightwell, have you met them and interviewed them?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And they're nice people?
Very nice people, yeah. I still get Christmas card from their family.
Do you?
Yeah.
And how often have you been to games?
I had season ticket at Main Road and the new stadium.
And do you prefer Main Road or do you
Main
prefer
Road.
the new stadium?
Main Road.
Do you think it's good what's happened with City, with the takeover and Robinho?
Yeah, now we have money,
yeah,
and we can buy any players we want. But Manchester City has changed too much, so...
What about Manchester United? What's your opinion on the champions of Europe and the champions of England?
I can't hate Man United because I know so many people at United. I'm so happy that they are doing well.
Yeah.
And I wish they beat.
Successful.
Yeah.
But not as successful as City. Or what do you miss about Manchester?
Curry.
Curry?
Yeah.
In Rusholme?
Yeah.
Really?
Actually, I went back there in May to just have curry.
And what else? What did you like about living in Manchester?
I don't know, I just love Manchester so much. I love everything. Mancunian accent.
Yeah.
And I even like Manchester, the weather.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't mind if it's raining all the time.
So, what's the reaction been to Manchester United being here?
Everyone's so excited, and I got many emails.
People asking for tickets and things?
Also asking which hotel they are staying, that kind of things.
And are United the most popular foreign team in Japan?
Yeah, I bet so.
More than Milan and Madrid?
Yeah.
Really? you think United will win the tournament?
And I think young people support Chelsea or Arsenal, but maybe
You must spread a message that it's bad to support Chelsea. You must tell the good people of Japan.
yeah, support Man United.
Well, they'll let them make their own mind up, but just not a team of cockneys. Just say that to them. Day 3 in Tokyo, and sunshine has been replaced by Mancunian rain. The jet lag's really kicking in now. I'm finding that even though I've been here for 3 days, I'm still really tired. I'm only sleeping for 4 or 5 hours at night time. Today is Wednesday. United don't have a game today, but they're going to have a press conference now, which I'm going to go to. I'm currently stood outside the Players Hotel in Yokohama, and there's a lot of United fans who've come along, local fans, to wait for autographs. They've been waiting very patiently, and now they're waiting in the rain. I've been told some of them have been waiting for like 5 hours just to get an autograph, so you can't fault their dedication. I'm going to switch the camera off, go to the stadium. The day before the game and the players are training. I've just watched United train in the Yokohama Stadium the day before the game. The weather is definitely Mancunian, and beforehand Sir Alex Ferguson spoke to the press along with Michael Carrick, and Ferguson was saying that he feels that it's his strongest squad that he's ever had, and he's brought a full squad out to Japan. He's taking the competition very seriously, thinks it would be a great honour if Manchester United could win it and could be crowned champions of the world. And I get the feeling that he feels that this competition's growing in stature, and that he made a point by saying in 30 years' time people may look back and say Manchester United world champions 2008, and that mentality seems to have been drilled into the players as well, and it's one that I agree with. Some of the British media have been quite dismissive about this tournament, but I actually think that the European champions and the South American champions, two of the best clubs in the world in theory. Of course, the Oceanic champions, for example, they tend to be quite weak sides. But the United players are taking it seriously. There's £4 million if they win the competition. That's obviously an added factor. But I genuinely don't think United are here for the money. Not that they've got a choice, it's a proper FIFA tournament. So the players are training. Tonight is the first semi-final game between Quito, the South American champions, and Pachuca, the Mexican side. That's in Tokyo. One of those teams will go through to the final to play against United or Gamba Osaka. I'm going to go back to my hotel now. I feel a bit drained, just feel like I've been having 4 or 5 hours sleep every night. I was going to go to Tokyo and watch the semi-final. I'm not going to bother now. Instead, I'm going to go back, try and sleep for a couple of hours. It's day 4, or is it 5? I'm not quite sure, but I'm not feeling as bad as I did yesterday. I've had 6 hours sleep, which is the most I've had in a week, and I do feel a little bit better. Some of the other people I'm with are really struggling, as are some of the players. Dimitar Berbatov has not left his bed since he arrived 4 days ago. He picked up a virus on the plane, and people are feeling the effects of jet lag. Now, it's Thursday today. United are playing the first game tonight against Gamba Osaka. They're from the third biggest city in Japan. They're the champions of Asia. They won the Asian equivalent of the Champions League, and they're a well-supported club with an established fan base. They've got some good players. They've got a couple of Brazilians in there. They're going to be no pushovers. Now, United are clearly favourites, but Gamba would be expected to give us a decent game. I've been to Japan 3 times and seen the quality opposition in pre-season friendlies, and Alex Ferguson has said himself, it gets better every time. The Japanese teams are very fit, they're very disciplined. Maybe physically they can't compete with teams like United and beasts like Ferdinand and Vidic, but I'm expecting a tough game. But before I go to the Yokohama Stadium, I'm going to go to the top of the tallest building in Japan. It's a skyscraper about twice the size of the Beetham Tower. I'm going to get a lift right to the top of it, right to the top of that. This is the Yokohama Stadium from the top of the tower. the stadium is in the distance. It's about 10 kilometres away. In the middle of all that urban sprawl is the Yokohama Stadium, which is used for baseball. The most popular sport in Japan is baseball. Beyond in the distance is the Pacific Ocean. Yokohama is one of the great port cities of the world. It was virtually destroyed in the Second World War, but it's been rebuilt with great effect. It's 3 hours before United's first game in the Yokohama Stadium against Gamba Osaka. Going to try and get there using the public transport system. The maps are a little bit bewildering. We've had a few days to get used to them, so we've got these tickets, like flash them into the machines and away we go. Should be straightforward. Let's see. Which players do you like? Ronaldo, Rooney? Giggs. This is in the tube station, Shin Yokohama, the one which is closest to the stadium. The United merchandise dominates as opposed to merchandise from other clubs. It's all official as well, there's no snides there. This is like a fan park where large corporations sell you their products.
We are Asia champion.
And Manchester, Gamba?
Manchester Gamba.
Who will win, Manchester or Gamba?
Gamba Osaka.
My name's Rick Hindle. I'm from Macclesfield originally, but currently living in Melbourne, Australia, and just touched down in Tokyo this morning and come down to Yokohama tonight for the game.
How long is it taking you to fly from Melbourne?
It's about 10 hours last night. Went up via Sydney and then through to Tokyo this morning about 6 a.m.
There are a lot of United fans in Australia, a lot of expats and locals as well?
Quite a few, yeah. I play football with a sort of expats team, and it's sort of split United, Liverpool, and then you get a few sort of Borough, West Ham, different ones like that. But I haven't seen too many on the plane, or not too many sort of coming over around in Tokyo airport this morning. But since I come down on the train to Yokohama today, there's been plenty of Reds, both some of them from Manchester, some of them from Yokohama or surrounding areas of Japan as well. So it's a good mix.
Like I'm moving up in the world now because I've got a proper light from a real camera. The game's just finished between United and Gamba Osaka. 8 goals, including 6 in the final 18 minutes. United ran out 5-3 winners. It was very entertaining actually. Gamba started well. United didn't score until the 27th minute when Vidic headed a goal in from a Giggs cross. Ronaldo made it 2-0 and pretty much killed the game just before half time. They got a goal, then Rooney scored, and Rooney scored again. Goals, 5-3. I think Sir Alex would be a little bit concerned about the fact that the team conceded 3 goals. But in fairness, he did say that some of his players are still suffering from jet lag. There was a great crowd here tonight, 66,000. The Gamba Osaka fans were superb. They didn't stop singing from the first minute till the last. There were around 1,000 United fans, but they were spread in 3 different sections around the stadium. They paid £100 for a ticket tonight. I think that's a disgrace. £100 to watch a game of football. And for the best seats on Sunday, for the final against Liga de Quito, I've got friends who've paid £200 for a ticket for that. And again, I don't think that's fair. Do you think this tournament has got the recognition it deserves?
No. The reindeers are on because it's Christmas. We were here in '99, and it was huge in '99. No one gave it the recognition it deserved. It's huge again now.
You think
when I was growing up, on Manchester United's programme, the top of the honours list was runners-up in the World Club Championship. We won the World Club Championship, and no one's given us the recognition we deserve. We're going to win it again.
come to Shibuya in Tokyo. It's one of the main centres of Tokyo, and it's just strips of neon. It's very, very busy. Never complain about Market Street or the traffic centre being too busy again. It's 6 p.m. on a Friday night, people are going home from work, they're coming into the bars in this area. It's just bewildering. I mean, just exiting the train station was a task in itself because it's so big, but there's a brilliant buzz about it. You truly feel like you're in one of the major cities of the world. It's 2 hours before the final between Manchester United and Liga de Quito, and I'm stood close to the Yokohama Stadium. The area is very busy, there's swag stalls everywhere selling merchandise from both clubs, but mainly Manchester United. The vast majority of the neutral fans are United supporters. I've not actually seen a Quito supporter yet. So there's a bit of a buzz around. There's 800 United fans. I've seen a couple of them knocking around in the bars outside the stadium, enjoying themselves. The atmosphere is very friendly, the locals are very polite. So I'm going to go into the ground and hopefully see a decent game. The time I walk out of this stadium, Manchester United will either be world champions or they won't be. So the journey comes to an end in Tokyo, December 2008. Last night Manchester United beat Quito 1-0 to be crowned World Club Champions. Sounds nice, doesn't it? And the United fans celebrating in the ground certainly thought so. I'm going travelling for a little while now, so I won't be giving you any diaries. Hopefully my next one will be from Rome for the Champions League final in May. But I must also thank Paul Hodkinson. Paul has edited these diaries, putting a decent soundtracks and music and making me seem far more cooler than I actually am. So thanks to that, Paul, and thanks for all for sticking with me and watching the diaries. It's been an absolute pleasure. Now I'm going to head back to Manchester. It's only a 19-hour journey, but it's been worth it.